Earlier today, I was listening to the radio and I heard some statistics that I can't remember the exact percentage, but it was more than 50% of Americans suffer from insomnia at least occasionally. And come to think of it, I also suffer from insomnia, but I suffer from it in only a unique set of circumstances. And unfortunately, those are the circumstances that most Americans have to live by because of some social norms that I feel could be adjusted. And I feel a lot of people suffer from insomnia only under this circumstance. A little bit of background. When I was in fourth grade, we got connected to the internet. My family and I finally got connected to the internet, and one of my favorite websites was Yahoo Games. In the past, you could play games against opponents from all around the world. Chess, checkers, Othello. I can't remember what else was on there, but basically all of your abstract strategy games and even some other fun games, arcade kind of games against opponents from all around the world. And I got fascinated by that. And I would always look to play against some of the best chess players on there. Some of the best ones were from Russia. So I would stay up really late at night to catch the people from Russia. Oh, I still remember this grandmaster from Russia that I played against. And my parents would be very upset that I was staying up so late. The funny thing is, when I stayed up till 2 or 3 a.m., I would not have trouble crashing into bed. That's part of the reason why I loved it. Of course, it was a different story when I had to get up the next morning for school or to go to some other event. And but the thing is, when I was in college, I discovered why I love doing this. My second year in college, I had a rough situation where I just didn't want to see anybody. And it was spring break. I was living with my parents, and I was staying in a basement room where there was not too many distractions. And something very interesting happened to my sleep. I started sleeping a little bit later every night. I was sleeping maybe at 10 in the evening during the school year, and now that we didn't have school, the next night I was sleeping at midnight, and then the night after that I went to bed at 2 a.m. And this went on for the whole spring break until at the end of it, oh my God, I'm sleeping at 10 a.m. or maybe noon and sleeping during the daytime. And the funny thing is, after I reflected on what had happened, I had a good time during that spring break. It's not like I had insomnia. Quite the opposite. I was crashing every night I went to bed, and I had enough time to do all the things I wanted to. I used to like to take long distance walks around town. We lived in a suburb of Pittsburgh, and I would walk into town, and I had enough time to do that. I had enough time to catch up on school. I had enough time to socialize, go online and play chess. I don't remember exactly what I did, but I distinctly remember having plenty of time every day and being able to go to bed on time every night. Okay, where else has this happened? When I'm traveling, of course. I I live in Seattle, Washington right now, but I have friends in Rochester, New York. This is three time zones east of us. When I go to Rochester, I usually take a red eye flight. Um, and I'm excited about Rochester. So I lose 3 hours of sleep on that flight. It's usually not that big a deal because I'm excited about seeing my girlfriend and other people in Rochester. And so I might spend a week there. And just like anybody else, every time I go on vacation, I have this dread of the vacation eventually ending, right? And but when I go to see my girlfriend in Rochester, I find the dread to be significantly less because I'm looking forward to when I fly home and have those extra 3 hours. It's kind of funny. I When I fly from the East Coast to the West Coast, um, what will happen is that I have a really good day. I have a day where I get to do all the things I want to do. See, maybe on the plane I get to talk to somebody interesting. Maybe I get to sightsee on the way to the airport. Depending on how I'm traveling, there's sometimes I'm just going from my girlfriend's place to the airport, I might walk or take a bus, and that's a little bit of a sightsee. Sometimes a long walk can be very can help me relieve some problems that I'm having, especially if I just saw my girlfriend. We're going to have a few disagreements, right? And if I walk from her apartment to the airport, it's about a 45-minute walk. Sometimes that will dissipate some of those disagreements. And then I get to the airport and I talk to people. And what else do I do at the airport? Uh, Anyways, so you get the idea. I write some computer programs, and then I fly, and depending on the weather, sometimes from the airplane I could get out my telescope and look at space, and so I have a long day, and then when I get home, by the time it's bedtime, maybe I go to sleep at 11 o'clock. I'm crashing. And so I have a very good next day at work or at whatever I'm doing the next day. And so the fact that I get to look forward to that really diminishes that end of vacation dread of when I go to Rochester. I don't think where else I've done days like this before besides traveling. Um, Sometimes just incidentally I'll have a 27-hour day. Sometimes when I'm sick, for example, maybe I catch a cold or food poisoning, and I go to bed a little bit early. I turn in at like 6 in the evening, right? And I wake up at 3, 4 a.m., maybe a little bit later because I'm sick, right? And then I get up much earlier than my normal wake up time, and then I'm healing now. And then that night I go to sleep at my normal time. Now I've had extra time to take care of chores or whatever needs to get taken care of in my life, and I crash at the end of the day. So I often wonder when I hear about insomnia, how much of it is true insomnia versus how much of it is only insomnia in the context of a 24-hour day. If I move to Mars, I think a lot of my insomnia would disappear. Mars has a rotation it rotates around its axis every 24 and a half hours. I wonder how my sleep habits would become if I moved to Mars. On Jupiter, the day is 9 hours. You could sleep one day out of every three. That's probably what I would do if I move to Jupiter. Except it doesn't really have a surface. You can move to a moon of Jupiter, I guess, Ganymede. Uh, but I just wonder. The other thing is, I wonder if a group of people could organize a 26-hour day. It's kind of tough these days, depending on what you do for a living. Right now, I'm working as a tutor. I don't think kids will want to meet with me at 3 in the morning just so I could do a 26-hour day. Um, it depends what you're doing. If you have lots of customers that interact with you, they would have to switch. Eventually, I think the world is too interconnected. See, if tutoring has to happen on a 26-hour schedule, the kids will have to have a 26-hour schedule. Their parents, who might work at various other places, will need to have a 26-hour schedule. I think the only way this could be done is if remote culture does it on its own. Maybe the remote cultures, they depend so much on agriculture. That would be a little bit difficult too. I think the whole world just has to go at one go. Um, Actually, our agriculture might not be so difficult nowadays on at night because nowadays we have artificial lighting. So I don't know. If you have any suggestions, definitely post it on here. Thanks for watching.